What's up, crypto junkies? Welcome to a new news segment, and today we're going to touch a little bit on US dollar tether again. I'm going to explain what I was talking about yesterday, video about premiums. We're going to talk about that a little bit more. We're going to cruise some headlines, and we're going to chat about everything that's going on, okay? Let's start with cruising some headlines, shall we? We got the Rubini stuff still active and hot in pursuit. He just kind of keeps getting triggered and keeps talking. I really don't want to talk about him anymore because giving him more press time than he deserves is a mistake. Okay, we got Steve Wozniak has been announced as co-founder of the venture capital fund Equal, E-Q-U-I, Equi, Global, Equal. I don't know. This spelling on this stuff, just, I don't know why they got to make it so hard. Equal Global, all right? Big news, but we'll talk about that one. I'll save that one. OKEX has announced listings for True USD, USD Coin, Gemini Dollar, and Paxos Standard Token. Okay, those are really like the hot stable coins. I'd actually say that True USD and Gemini Dollar, or the GUSD, are the most popular out of everything. BitPay started accepting settlements in GUSD and USDC. It's starting to accept stablecoins. Let's jump into US dollar tether. So there's been a ton of noise, a ton of conversation around this. I've got 3 Twitter threads open I'm going to show you, but let's start at the beginning what premium means, okay? So there's a Bitcoin price index, which is like the average Bitcoin price, okay? At the time it was 66.17. Even if that wasn't the highest or the actual price that it got up to, just use that as a baseline. The premium was upwards of $600. So the premium carried on other exchanges. So on Bitfinex, BTC was sold for $7,055. Okay, so that's $438 premium on the BPI, or Bitcoin Price Index. That's what that means when there's a premium. And it usually coincides with the price of that thing being down, that asset being down, but it's just trading at a higher price than everywhere else. It doesn't have to be down, but usually it is. All right, so let's start at the very beginning. I like this Jake. He, I believe, is a lawyer, right? Yeah. He always has really interesting threads on the SEC conversation. He's had some interesting threads on Bitmain IPO, Bitfinex, Noble Bank, all this stuff. And so here we are again, you know? So the hypothetical that he's kind of playing around with is that, okay, if Tether's not insolvent and its issuers are malicious, why wouldn't they just essentially do what they just did? And he's not saying that they are. US dollar Tether is, you guys, I don't know if you've been following this, but there was an audit. It was weird. A lot of auditing companies declined auditing US dollar Tether. It got audited and they released that information, but I remember there being something goofy there. This has been a long time now. I think it was the beginning of this year, so I'm really foggy on this. Ever since then, they really haven't said anything. And so out of all the stable coins, US dollar Tether, to mention for the umpteenth time, is the most secretive, and it's the oldest, which doesn't really mean anything. I don't think people really care. As more and more exchanges offer stablecoin purchasing and stablecoin pairs, I don't really think that people will keep using US dollar Tether, except for exchanges that are like hand-in-hand locked and won't offer any others, which like Bitfinex, okay? Which Bitfinex owns US dollar Tether essentially. Interesting thread. I'll link it underneath the video. I'm not going to really talk more about it. It was a hypothetical that kind of got a little bit out of hand in terms of like the details of it, but nonetheless, I like Jake's perspective. You can follow him. Here's his handle right there on the screen. Yep. You can go ahead and follow him. The conversation continues, and it would appear that the pump yesterday in Bitcoin price was caused by this US dollar Tether situation. And so it was kind of like this. It was like everyone was sleepy, and then the Norel thing came on, the Rubini came on at the scene, and everyone, you know, crypto Twitter kind of came together and everyone was really focused on that. And then a couple people noticed like, hey, Tether's price is dropping a lot, 5, 7, 10, 20%. Let's talk about it. And then everyone just kind of shifted focus. And I think that it was a combination of actual truth and something actually happening, and then it being magnified and being made much bigger by just the overall consensus and the overall market just being like, oh, running out of it. I've been thinking about this quite a bit. Do I think that US dollar Tether will collapse? Probably not anytime soon. I kind of wish it would go away because I think there's better options out now for a stablecoin to stay in crypto and not exit out of fiat, which is the whole point of a stablecoin. And I think there's better options that have better custodian auditing on the back end and are created by people who have way more to lose. So they're going to be way more upfront and honest. That's my viewpoint on it. So yeah, I think it was really just like an actual event. And then FOMO kind of creeping in as well, because we saw that huge 8-hour wick, which was just disgusting. on Bitcoin. Coincidentally, PAX and I think it was USDC was the other ones that like went up. So as US dollar tether went down, Bitcoin went up, those stable coins went up as well. Which it's interesting because there is more options now for people to use for stable coins. So it's going to put US dollar tether in a very interesting situation more and more as time goes on. I like this Alex as well. His viewpoints are really good. I'll have all these threads underneath the video in case you guys want to go and interact. But so the move against US dollar tether was a larger move to get that to happen like that. That I want to note, and I think that's an important thing to realize, is that that was a big player moved against US dollar tether. And I think that overall this will continue to happen. I think there will be more people that go into these other stable coins. Okay, I don't think we need to talk much more on that. All right. Okay, into the next piece, Fidelity. This is really the other piece that I wanted to touch on, is that, yes, Fidelity, which owns or maintains rather 7.2 trillion, that's trillion, 1,000 billion, right? In client assets, that's insane. And they're creating a digital asset, Fidelity Digital Assets. In our conversations with institutions, they tell us that in order to engage with digital assets in a meaningful way, they need a trusted platform provider to enter this space. These institutions will require a sophisticated level of service and security equal to the experience they're used to with trading stocks or bonds. Now, in contrast, in stark contrast to things like ETFs and futures, which I think are shitty vehicles and mechanisms that really promote rehypothecation and devaluing of cryptocurrencies, I think somebody like Fidelity opening up a digital asset platform is actually a positive thing, because all they're really doing is they're becoming a custodian, they're offering trading services, they are a trust piece put in play between retail money and the reality and the depths of doing it yourself. And there will always be way more people who want the easy button than who want to roll up their sleeves and figure out how to mine a cryptocurrency on their own. Like, there's a huge night and day difference between those two groups. So I think this is a good thing overall. We've heard hints about it, and now it looks like this is something that's underway and actually happening right now. So that is some good news for today. What we'll do is we'll end on one more piece. Former CFTC chairman Gary Gensler stated that coins sold in ICOs should be considered securities. So the ICO conversation is going to continue until it finally pops and they squeeze it and we get down to some truth and some actual regulation with this. I actually think that would be an easy way to do it, is just consider them all securities and group them all together. And unless you're going to do a token sale, make it different for a token sale and tokenization of a platform or a thing. You know, I think that's different. All right, so that's all I got for you in this quick market catch up. Yeah, now that things have kind of, you know, US dollar tether is back to the peg. So, and that's usually how it'll go, is when a peg is lost, it usually kind of finds itself back. We see that with fiat currencies. We've obviously seen that with US dollar tether. Unless some sort of collapse happens, then it usually always makes its way back. But let's see how the next couple days pan out. We've retraced quite a bit from that big run up into the early 7700s on Bitcoin, and it's retraced quite a bit and running through some nice BB band structure. So keep your eye on that. I like, and I hope that this has created some excitement and some more people getting back into the market. But be on the lookout, because we'll be dropping more video content soon, my friends. Click the like button, comment below with your thoughts on what's going on with all this madness. And of course, if this is your first time to the channel, take a second, please. Show us some support. Just click the subscribe button and hit the bell notification if you want more of our stuff. If you hit the subscribe button, it doesn't really do much, let's be honest. But the bell notification, I think you get some emails every once in a while. But that helps support us, gets the algorithms tipped, and hopefully we can get some more subscribers to this channel, because this is one of the main segments we'll be running on this channel from now on. So your love and support is much appreciated, my friends. We'll see you soon. Bye.